Hi, welcome to this short video. I'm going to keep this as short as possible. Okay, what we've got is a quick picture of me and my two children when we got the first edition books released, delivered to us rather, in October 2010. That was a very, very happy moment. Right, the new editions, the Unleashed editions of these, contain a lot more information, but I've done it in a way, it's a case of I've taken some out and replaced it and put other stuff in and that sort of thing to make it very, very simplified. I mean, it really is a case of I've simplified everything to make it more usable, more easy to integrate into your life, into your thinking. So the structured thinking techniques really do just become simpler to do. Some of them haven't been changed at all, some of them have been rewritten completely, and there's a few new techniques in there as well. Okay, what we've got first is, the reason I did this was only 43.2% of people could manifest. I was getting a lot of feedback saying to me, Andy, I'm having trouble getting the manifesting to work and that sort of thing. And I could deal with it on the individual level, but it's a case of this is something that should be so easy to everybody because manifesting is how we do everything. So it's a case of people can manifest, they just couldn't manifest on purpose. So the idea was that I had to rewrite it in such a way that it became an automatic thing to get the things that you desire. Okay, the fear of success, you know, it's such a big issue, fear of success. I didn't realize it is. Most people don't even realize they've got it. You know, this is a hidden bug that is only shows itself at certain times, just when it's a case of just when it's starting to work. You know, this is a real one that's a pain to get past. Procrastination, as I covered on the other video, I've dealt with this. Procrastination is not an issue. It just simply is a case of having to find your purpose, which we cover in a little while. Some people still thought they had too many bugs, right? You know, this is what I had to do was I had to go back in and put something in right early on. I think it's about 6th chapter or 7th chapter in on creating a bug-free mind. I had to start showing the problem with the too many bugs so that people could actually have it at an early stage, and as they went through the process they began to see that, oh yeah, because I'd put something in and I kept looping back to it, and the idea was that this removed even the deep ingrained bugs for the people who think they had too many. Okay, the next bit was some people still try and finding purpose, right? This is essential. This is absolutely essential. So I had to make that very, very simple to do, which I've put in place and done. I've had to this was something I had to start weaving in very early on in using a bug-free mind. Okay, what's the next bits? The ego still assault on people's confidence, right? This is all to do with the antivirus. What I had to do was I had to go back in and put pieces in throughout the tail end of creating a bug-free mind and most of using a bug-free mind to make sure this confidence issue just basically goes away. Lastly on there, these are just the 7 big ones that I just came up with off the top of my head. I mean, what I should have done was I should have made a list of everything I'd changed because it would be extensive. What I hadn't done is I hadn't explained properly how to use our natural language, and what I've done is I have done that now, and it's a case of just giving it a taste. I could write an entire book on that particular subject, but I've done it in such a way that it's very short, concise, that gives you a great start into how to use it, sort of thing. Right, okay, and there are the new book covers. After a vote I did last week, it was a case of we adapted it slightly because people said we liked a mixture of both, and so we put a mixture of both in. Okay, and just to be exactly clear, what we've seen in the last few days, what's happened, what I've shown in the last few days in those survey results, which you can still get to at the top of the page on all of these, because that one should be live by the time you're watching this video, because this video is going on that page. What you'll find is those results just have never been done before. Nobody's ever done it. Nobody's ever come close. It is completely two separate things. Nothing has ever come close before to achieving that, and it was achieved because to do with my intent behind it at the start. My dad taught me how to teach people a long time ago when I was at school, and when he showed me, because he did it as an example, and what I did was that inspired me to teach people the right way of doing it instead of the way that it seems everybody else seems to teach it. Because the problem is, as I proved recently in a video I did recently, the way we're taught to learn doesn't actually work. 99.999% of people fail, which can only result in the fact that it doesn't actually work the way we're taught to succeed. So what I did was I rewrote these in a completely different way. It's not to everybody's particular style. I get about 4 or 5% of people saying, "Oh, I don't like the way you've written these. You're getting results, aren't you?" Actually, they say to me, "I don't like the way you've written these. I must admit, though, I'm getting results, and I've never got results before from a personal development book." It's like, yeah, it's because of the way they're written. It's because of the way they're taught. So that's quite amusing. So anyway, the idea was that my dad taught me again, teaching is a partnership. It's a partnership between me and you. And the idea is that I teach it in a way that you can understand it. My responsibility as a teacher is to get the message through. And that's what the Unleashed editions are all about. It's a case of what I've done is I've gone back in and gone, right, okay, what am I not getting through? And changed it. Okay, the bug-free process. I mean, this really is the situation. It is the equivalent in the world of personal development. It is the equivalent of everyone else using a horse and cart for their personal development, while we are using a 2012 Ferrari. That's it. I mean, really, nothing compares. There has never been anything done like this. It's not a case of because I'm cleverer than anyone else. It's just I looked at it and went, why isn't it working? Why isn't what everybody's teaching working? Because it worked for me, and it worked for people with the right mindset. And I thought, the problem is mindset. They can't see past the problems because basically they're pouring clear water, great education into a muddy pond. And of course it won't work because it gets affected by the mud. So that's why nothing compares, because nobody's ever done this before. And once you've done this, then all of a sudden you turn all of their products into Ferraris too. But until you've done the mindset, it won't work. Okay. As I said there, it's not bragging, it's just overwhelming proof. And just in case I forget, there are stacks of videos here from guys supporting what I'm saying. There's videos there about lifestyle, there's videos there about about money, about you name it. I've included videos, I've got stacks more than this, but I've included videos that really do basically answer all the issues. So if money's your issue, if relationships your issue, whatever it is, there's people answering those questions in there. Basically, Bug-Free-Mind delivers results, and if you want your life changed, not really if you want your life changed, if you want the ability to change any element of your life, any element, and control whatever you want, then it's no problem. It can do it. It really is a case of why take a horse and cart when you can take a Ferrari? That's the difference. Okay. The time should be announced. I won't say it on this video just in case it hasn't been announced yet, but the time should be announced very, very shortly. And that's it, really. Oh no, I've got to go through the bonuses, haven't I? That's quite a nice little bit as well. The books, I am not joking when I say I'm seriously considering raising the price. In the long term, these will be going to the mass market, but that's the long term. The next few years, I'm going to be doing loads and loads more tests and that sort of thing. I think there's around 17 or 18,000 people have now downloaded the free chapters and that sort of thing. Might be more than that, might be 20 odd thousand. And it's a case of I'm just getting to the stage where I'm about to release it to the next level. So it's a case of I'm almost certainly, I don't know, I haven't made up my mind yet. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about increasing the price in September. Anyway. Okay, the fast mover bonuses. Right, okay, this is for the first 10 buyers, and really it's a case of these are what I call my emergency intervention calls. People, I'm a success catalyst. What I mean by that is if you want to raise funding for a business, you go to a venture capitalist. If you want to raise success, you go to a success catalyst, and that's me. I create success. That's what I do. It's just who I am. It's just my skill. Other people have got different skills, doctors, whatever. That's just what I do. So people pay me, very successful people pay me a lot of money to coach them on a one-to-one basis. And what I came up with was there are times when people need an emergency intervention. They need counsel, not opinion. They need to know the exact solution. So what I can do is over a very short phone call, basically I can deal with people's issues, right? So the people who get these 10 emergency intervention calls, you don't want to use them before you've gone through the bug-free process. You want to use them when you need to use them. Let's say you've got an emergency or you've got something like that. You know, I can give you the answer to the problem that you can't get answered elsewhere. You know, those are at the top of the page. You can get to it by clicking on the link, but I've opened it up here. At the top of the page, it covers some of the situations where a bug-free mind process has already proven to work in those situations. But it takes time to apply, and if you need a clear, concise answer right now and you need direction, then that's what these calls are about. You know, what I've got here is I explain what it goes through, and I also explain the areas where I've dealt with. I mean, this was just not an exhaustive list, to say the least, of things that I've dealt with in my 23 odd years in business and that sort of thing. There's a little bit there about what I'm doing in my personal life and my business life, so you can understand where I am, where I'm going, sort of thing. These are really for people if you need something fixed, yeah, or if you just want clear direction. Calls sell for £1,000 each. They only went on about 2 weeks ago, so there's basically they're quite a high value item. Okay, so that's for the first 10 people. Bonus number 2. Now, bonus number 2, get a lifetime membership of a Bug-Free World online mastermind community. I cannot overstate the value of this. I've made it crystal clear that what you need to do in life is tune your mind, feed your mind daily, right? That's what this is. What this is surrounding yourself with like-minded people on a same journey, where you go and you comment and give some advice when you're further ahead on the process than somebody else, or you go and ask for advice and somebody who's further ahead on the process helps you. Yeah, it might be me, it might be somebody else. I'll just open up the page and you can see. Right, what it is it's the online mastermind community, and you've got all sorts of things in it. It's very, very similar to Facebook. In fact, I made it so similar that I added a Facebook tool in there that basically links to your Facebook account. You've got stacks of people in. There's actually 641 members at the moment, and people commenting, people putting up blog posts, asking questions, answering questions, all sorts of things going on. How do I figure out what to make me happy? Let's have a look. It was a question. Yep, that was a question to me, and it was a case of you know, I answered it, other members jumped in and answered it, and that sort of thing. Paddy said, yeah, thank you all. I will start making my list and keep it handy. I really do love this website. Yep, perfect example. As if by magic. But you have all sorts of things in here. You have the original articles I wrote for creating a bug-free mind and using a bug-free mind, the 10 video course. If you're an audio member, you can download there. You have all the forums, the blogs. I write articles as well, so it's ongoing articles, updated news. You know, I was just letting everybody know we're about to release the books and telling them we're about to get a lot busier, because I'm just going to the second level, and if you ever go on Alexa or Quantcast, you'll see my traffic rankings have got exponential growth in the last few months actually. Okay, that's it really. You know, everybody's got their own profile. I won't go into it in 2 deals. Basically, this is lifetime access to a like-minded group of people that basically will, you know, people say to me about when I do a community site, I don't allow negativity in it. You know, it's a case of it's not about being overtly positive or anything like that. It's just being about objective. It's being about you're tuning your mind. So this is a case of it protects you from the environment outside. You know, if you've got an environment where it's a case of you're in a very a dark place with people around you. You know, if you want to get into a place where you're surrounded by abundance rather than surrounded by poverty, then you come in here and you tune your mind. That's what it is. Okay, so yeah, there's a lifetime membership of that. That sells for about, I think if an annual membership's about £250, I think it is, or £360, that's it. Oh, there it is, £360. If you buy the annual, I think it drops down to about 250, or might be 200. I can't remember, to be quite honest. Next one, right, book buy, signed book sets. Signed book sets. I don't usually sign book sets unless somebody comes up to me at an event or something, because we have to go through a process, and if I write it wrong, basically we have to trash the books. So don't really do that, and we charge, we usually more or less double the price to do a signed set of books. So the first 50 buyers, I will torture myself and go through it and basically make sure everybody gets their books signed. The next 250 buyers get annual membership of the Bug-Free World online mastermind community, and as I've just said there, you will get great value from it. The next bonus is I'm going to be doing a 2-hour webinar, and the idea is I answer a load of the questions that I didn't get to answer on the call yesterday, because that call went on long enough anyway. But what I'll do is I'll go through some really salient points, and any questions you want answered, get them to me ahead of that webinar. So you can ask them live to me on the webinar and that sort of thing. It's all going to be coinciding with the main launch of these books in September. So that'll be probably the 3rd week of September we'll be doing that webinar. By no means, bonus number 6, and last but by no means least, I will be answering every single one of the questions I had from readers, and I'll be answering them on videos, and I'll give you access to all of those videos and all the podcasts for them as well. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you side the site. Everybody who gets buys this weekend will get inside the site. You will either get an annual or, oh no, sorry, it's 250. My apologies. It's going to be the first 250. Maybe it might be able to talk me into giving more than that, but who knows. From what I can see, there's a lot of people who have signed up on both of the autoresponders lists, and that means that the bonuses are going to go very fast for the first few. So be ready, and I'll see you in the site. Thanks for listening.